I'm starting on a new project. I am going to be making a Christmas banner with Santa, his sleigh, and a few reindeer. What I did was I took the sleigh from Woodland, and it is on page 53. And what I did is I also had the Christmas cheer. Let's see, I'll go ahead and show you. This is the sleigh that I used, and this is a Santa I used, and the Santa is in Christmas cheer. I cut everything out at 5¼ inches on the Gypsy in height. What I did though is I took the sleigh shadow and I welded it to the shadow of the Santa, so it looked like he was in the sleigh. I wanted a little bit more of a character Santa, and the one that I had currently was more realistic, and so I wanted to have one that was a little bit more fun, and this is the only thing that I had on my Gypsy at the time. So this is cut out in craft paper. The next image is the main base image, and I cut that out in a metallic silver. The next image is the shifted main base image, and I cut that out in a green glitter paper. The next image is the layer, and that is the green trim that will go around the sleigh at the top and the holly leaf. And then the shifted image is the red berries. The next image is the Santa, and like I said, the Santa shadow has been welded to the sleigh. I then went ahead and cut out the main base image in red, and actually I'm either going to cut this bottom part off, or I'm just going to tuck it underneath the sleigh that goes on top, the layer. And the next image I cut out was the shifted main base image, and that is the beard and everything you see in white. What I did was I hid the feet. There are feet in that layer, and because they're not going to be shown, I went ahead and hid them. The other thing that is really missing in this layer is the skin for the Santa's face. So what I did is I just cut a small strip of pink that I'm going to lay underneath the beard and everything, so that I didn't have to cut out a whole nother image for a very, very small area. So I'm going to be putting this together. This will be the first part of my banner. The first thing that I added was the red main base image Santa, and I did cut off just his feet. I think this little bit of bulk underneath isn't going to hurt anything. So that's my first layer that I put on. The next image I added is the main base image for the sleigh. And always am a little bit confused as the stencil markings for placement, like right here already, there's a place to put the holly leaves, and yet they give you a layer to put on top of this. So I'm always confused as to why they do that, unless they're thinking you're not going to be putting using the layer that they offer you. Okay, so that is the main base shifted layer. That is the glitter paper that's put on top of the main base image. I just added the layers, which is the top of the sleigh, which is the dark green, and I also added the holly leaves, and then the shifted layer is the berries. Typically, paper doesn't like to stick to the glitter paper very well, and because I'm going to be hanging this up as a banner and it could fall off, I decided to go ahead and put a brad through it. I did not put the brad through to the back side. What I did is I went ahead and I just lifted up this top layer, and I put the brad through that, and then I added one of the glue dots to give it a little bit more stability for staying in there. I just thought it would stay on better if I used the brad. And that is the rest of the pieces to the main base shifted image. I did forget to cut this out. Didn't realize that it was for the pom-pom for the hat, but I did have a hole punch so I could go ahead and make the right size, but that's what the one little piece is for the pom-pom for the hat. There was also another really tiny piece. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be for the nose to go on top of here, but to me that should be pink, so I'll probably hole punch a little pink nose for Santa, and these are his mittens, and he is ready for his reindeer, and then I'm going to be making the banner. I know it looks really odd, but I just added that little pink strip for the face, and that's going to work for the skin color. I just added the beard from the main base shifted image for the Santa. I was going to put all of it on at one time, but I kind of thought that maybe if you saw how I layered it, it might be helpful. And that is the mustache from the layer. I decided to make the reindeer from Christmas cheer because I think they match better with the Santa that's in the Christmas cheer. I do really like the reindeer that is in Create a Critter, but these seem to match better with the style. Anyway, so I did all three of the reindeer that are in the Christmas cheer, and that's on page 85, page 86, and page 87 in the handbook. And for each of the reindeer, I did the shadow, the main base image, and then the main base image shifted layer. And this is how I did it. They are all cut out at 5 1/4 inches. This is the shadow, and it's cut out in craft paper. And then I cut out the reindeer, and you can't really tell it maybe in the video, but it is a metallic brown. The antlers are a glitter white, kind of an antique white, and then the collar is red, and the hoofs are a glitter black. And all three of those pieces came with the shifted main base image, and what I did is I hid, for instance, I would hid the antlers and then and the feet, and I would just cut out the red collar, and I did the same for all three of the items. And the other thing I did is I took the circles that were in the middle of the collar out. Didn't realize that they were also in the reindeer, but it's going to cover it up so it won't matter. I think they're all ready to be put together. Oh, here are the other ones, just to let you see. That's the other reindeer, and then this is the third reindeer, and I'll be putting those all together for my banner. I just added the main base image to the shadows. Okay, so I just added the layers to the reindeer. They have their antlers, their collar, and their shiny hooves. I'm going to be adding a little bit more embellishment to these because you can't really see their eyes very well. And I also want to do something about their noses. So I'm going to get that done, and those will be ready for the banner. Okay, so what I did was I had some of these punched out inside of my hole punch. There is a, basically what I did was there was small hole punches, and then I punched a larger punch around it, and that came out with the eyes. And then I used gems for their noses, and I gave Rudolph a red one. So I've got 3 reindeer ready for my banner. I'm also going to be putting a word across my banner, and that's going to be Merry Christmas. I cut the Merry out at 8 inches, and I cut the Christmas out at 11 inches in width, not in height. And the Merry here is the shadow, and it's cut out in craft paper. And then the layer is cut out in a red glitter paper. The Christmas is cut out in a craft paper again, and the layer is cut out in a dark green. And I'm going to be putting this together. I just added the layers to the shadow, and that's Merry, and that's Christmas. I'm going to do a little bit of embellishing, and they will be ready for the banner. I really did embellish the Merry, but I embellished the Christmas to coordinate with all the glitter paper that I have already used in my banner. So now I have everything, I just need to put it together.